Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought we could do something a little Sephora related. This is something I did last year and actually kind of enjoyed it a lot. But basically, I'm going to be going through all of my Sephora purchases of 2021. We're going to look them up on my app, and I'll go in order of the dates, and I'm going to talk about each product and what I thought about it, if it was something that became a favorite for me this year, or if it's something that I just really didn't use, or maybe it got returned. I think these videos are really helpful because then you can kind of see a big list of just a lot of reviews, very quick, short ones, of course, but you can kind of get my thoughts on all these things I bought on Sephora this year. And usually I do this towards the end of the year, but since Sephora is doing a sale right now, I figured now would be a good time if there was anything that I recommended that you guys wanted to pick up. They're actually doing 20% off for everyone, so it's not just VIB Rouge this time. So odd that they're doing another sale. I don't know if their last sale was just not as successful or what the deal is, but it is now available for all Sephora tiers to shop 20% off. I'll have the link as well as the code down below to use, but let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I did scoot over just a little bit so I could fit photos here because I'm pretty much going to be inserting photos throughout this whole video instead of grabbing the stuff from my collection because that would take so long and then I'd have to put it all back. So we're going to insert photos for today, but my first order of 2021 was on January 15. I'm actually so surprised about this, but it was the Tartelette Juicy palette. I just bought that. It was $45. I did not know that came out in January. That is crazy to me. I really thought it came out in like spring or summer, but yeah, it was right away in January. You guys know how I feel about this palette. It was one of my favorites this year. I think it is stunning. I definitely will say I used it a lot more in the beginning of the year rather than the end of the year, because then I felt like a lot of brands kind of did this color story. I kind of fell in love with the Natasha Denona Retro towards the end of the year, but I still think it is a gorgeous palette. Now, unfortunately, I feel like they are discontinuing this big one here and just gravitating towards the middle one, so I don't know if you can even buy this, but the big one to me was definitely the best out of all of the ones that I tried. There was a mid-size and a mini. I feel like the people who didn't like this palette, most of what they would say is just because the shimmers aren't super metallic. There is a couple very metallic ones, but a lot of the other shimmers are more satiny, so it's a lot more natural on the eyes. But I personally really enjoyed that palette, as you guys probably know. I did place another order on January 21st, and I ended up getting a couple Rare Beauty items from the new launch, it looks like. So we have the Stay Vulnerable Melting Blush. It's one of her cream blushes in Nearly Apricot, and I also bought the liquid eyeshadow in Nearly Mauve, and I also bought a Charlotte Tilbury Mini Hollywood Flawless Filter. So with the melting blush, I think the formula is okay. It's definitely not one of my favorite cream blushes on the market. I actually prefer her like liquid ones, like Soft Pinch I think it's called. I think those are a little bit better in my opinion. I like a little bit more pigment when it comes to my blushes and not something that just blends away into the skin. But if you want something very natural and a little bit dewy, I think you would like these, but these are a pass for me. That was $21. And then the Stay Vulnerable liquid eyeshadow, I feel like the shade I got wasn't probably the best choice. I should have picked just something a little bit more neutral. Honestly, I'd never used this, so really I don't think that was worth my time in getting. I did try the Too Faced liquid shadows this year, and I feel like those were more of a favorite for me, but if I'm going to be doing just a single shadow, I'm probably just going to reach for one of my ColourPop glitters or something like that rather than this like matte color. So that one's probably a pass. And then also the Mini Flawless Filter. I'm not sure why I ended up buying this. I feel like I might have returned this because I already have the full size. I think what I was thinking is that I didn't need a full size and that I only really needed a mini because I wasn't sure if this is a product that I really liked, but I've actually been using it again and I actually do enjoy it underneath my foundation for a more glowy look, especially in the winter time when my skin does get a little bit more dry. It just looks really pretty on the skin, and while yes, I can get a little bit oily with this on, sometimes oily isn't always bad because you don't want to make your skin look super dry either, because that's also not flattering. But I do like when my skin does have a little bit of a glow, so I've actually been reaching for that again. It's probably just a no for me in the summertime because then it's a bit too much. Alright, on February 7, I bought a Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Caffeine Concealer and Foundation for $39. That is when this collection launched, the Cafe collection, and that is the last collection that we saw from Marc Jacobs, and it ended up at TJ Maxx a couple months later. That was definitely a regret for me. I don't know, I guess Marc Jacobs, I guess they're done as a brand. I don't really understand what's going on with their beauty stuff, but that foundation was weird. It was supposed to be a concealer foundation in one. I think I have a review on it up on my channel. I thought the foundation was okay. It's definitely not a favorite for me. I think it does work better for oily skin, but as a concealer, it was terrible. I definitely like something a little bit lighter for my concealer rather than what's on the rest of my face. So I don't know. It was just kind of an odd product. That was $39 and definitely not something I would recommend again. And that same day, I purchased the Omega ×3 powder blush bronze highlight from them in Fantastic Glow for $49 from the Cafe collection. Another product that went to TJ Maxx right away. Gorgeous packaging on this. Honestly, I love the coffee and cream kind of look here. But this product was definitely a fail. It did not feel like normal Marc Jacobs quality to me. I thought the bronzer in the middle was okay, but it was so like of a skinny portion that it was really hard to get your bronzer brush in there, especially for me who likes to use large brushes. And then the highlight was not cute at all. I remember it was kind of chunky. I think it was a little bit more of a deeper tone that just didn't look good on my skin. And then the blush just wasn't great for me either. Next, I didn't order until April 8th because I was waiting for the VIV sale. And I ended up ordering quite a bit in this order. So first up we have the Milk Cosmetics Blush Light in Sandy Cheeks. I actually bought two of these. So I also have Honey Thief. These were $22 each. I really liked these. These were definitely the star of the spring VIB sale. I remember everyone was talking about these and buying them, and they are really good cream blushes. I love a cream blush that is almost like a cream to powder finish that isn't too dewy on the skin and that's easy to apply and doesn't move my foundation. This one was great. They're very pigmented as well. They do have some more unique colors in their line. I also bought the Isle of Paradise self-tanning body butter for $25. Honestly, I think I used this one time. Definitely something I should probably try out again, but I feel like when I used it, I didn't really like it because I felt like my hands were streaky. So I do need to come back to this and try it again. I did buy a humongous size of the Sol de Janeiro shower cream gel. It was 33 ounces for $49. I don't even know if they still have this available. It's usually only available for like VIB sale in the holidays, but we already know I love this shower gel. I love Sol de Janeiro stuff, so that's why I bought it in a big size because it's one of my favorites. I still have a lot of this left. It lasts a very long time. Of course, I'm always rotating my shower products too, but their shower gel smells amazing and it lingers after the shower, and it's also very moisturizing. The Isle of Paradise Self-Tanning Water. This is a TikTok, made me buy it, and absolutely hated it. This gave me the worst tan I've ever had in my life. So basically on TikTok they recommended you to buy these big refills of this tanning water, and then you put it in a continuous spray bottle, which is what I did. So I did it in the shower so it didn't make a mess, but this water does not have like a base coat, so you have no idea what you're doing. And let me tell you, it got everywhere. It was so streaky. I even tried to blend it all in with a glove when I was done, and I thought I had everything saturated, but I've learned now that I definitely need self-tanner that has a base color, and this was just not for me. It looked terrible, and I remember I did it before a photo shoot, and I was just so self-conscious the entire day because my hands were just so streaky and dry, and I even moisturized beforehand and it just clung to every single dry patch. So not a fan of that self-tanning water. I did get the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dew Drops in this order as well. Still love and use this product, one of my favorite daytime skincare things because it makes your skin look so glowy. It looks like glass skin. It's so beautiful. So sometimes I'll even use it as like a pre-makeup like primer, and it's really good. It's $34, so would definitely recommend. I also picked up the Kosas Air Brow Tinted Volumizing Brow Gel. this also became a favorite of mine, my favorite brow gel ever. I have it on today, and I don't know, it does even better than the Benefit Gimme Brow for me. That one used to be my favorite, but this one really does add in color. It has voluminous fibers in it. This is my fave, so I'm definitely going to be buying more of that, and I thought this collection was really cute. The packaging, I love like the see-through purple packaging. I also bought a Gucci setting powder that was $62. Like, girl, what are you doing? I don't think this was probably worth it. I still have it in my collection and it's gorgeous, but I think I bought it because I love the Gucci bronzer so much, and I was like, oh, I'll probably love this powder too. But yeah, I don't know, I don't use a lot of pressed powders, honestly. I have a couple other powder favorites in my collection from this year, so this one really did not wow me. I think it's just okay. I think it's nice for oily skin though, but I don't want to pay $62 for something to just like touch up my face with throughout the day, so I would say you could definitely pass on the Gucci powder. Also, Sephora VIB sale, this was April 12th. I picked up the Melt Mary Jane eyeshadow palette. This was their gorgeous cool tone palette that came out. It was one of my first Melt palettes, and I definitely am not sure if I'm a big Melt fan. I'm thinking about buying their new palette, but a lot of their shadows just seem kind of messy to me. I still do have this one in my collection, although I haven't used it a lot, but this is my favorite for like a grungy smoky eye because it is kind of that messy look. The shimmers are pretty, but they're a little bit of a glittery mess sometimes, and the mattes, they're very pigmented, and they do blend pretty good. It's $58 for this palette, but I don't think it would be a top favorite in my collection for a cool tone palette, so I might end up decluttering this one. We'll see if I do by the end of the year, but I did use it a few times and I did get some really pretty looks out of it, so I'm just I'm on the fence with this one, but I don't know if it's fully worth the $58. We also have another Glow Recipe product, the Avocado Ceramide Redness Relief Serum for $42. I definitely don't use this one as much as I use the Niacinamide Dewdrops, but I have very pinky red, naturally flushed skin, so I thought I would really like this, but I feel like this one might have broke me out a bit, so I'm not sure how to feel about it. I definitely don't think it's a must-have, but I don't know. I usually like to try Glow Recipes products, so that's why I picked it up. I also bought the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Skin Tint. Everyone and their mother has tried this, I feel like, at least on YouTube. Skin tints got so popular this year. I definitely don't think I'm a skin tint kind of girl. I do like my coverage, so I think this one was nice for a skin tint though. Is it my favorite skin tint? No, I actually like some from the drugstore even better than this. It's okay. It's $29.50. Next up, I bought the Peace Out Salicylic Acne Healing Dots, the 40 pack. I always use these, love them. They're the best when you are having a really stubborn breakout in a pinch. You need this gone overnight. These dots are everything, but they definitely can add up if you have a lot of acne. So it's best just to use for spot treatments, because I've had some nights where I have to use like 4 or 5 because I just have very acne prone skin and I just go through them like water, so it adds up, and I'm sure there is other ones on the market that are cheaper. And then I also bought a Gucci Beauty lipstick because everyone was buying these and they were like selling out like crazy. It was $42 and it's in the shade Call It a Day. I definitely thought this was a nice lipstick. I don't know why I don't use it. I think I only used it like once or twice, which is terrible. I think I honestly just forgot about it and it got lost in my collection. So I guess it really wasn't like wowing me if I didn't use it even more. So there's that. Next, April 13th, it looks like I bought even more stuff probably from the VIB sale again. Man, I really did go crazy during the spring sale, but I ended up buying the Huda Beauty Brown Obsessions palettes. I bought the chocolate and the toffee. These I actually do really like. Sometimes I don't really like the Obsessions palettes, but I thought these were pretty, just go-to everyday neutral shades. They're $29 each, so pretty affordable, and I thought that these were good, so I would say that these were a win for me. I also bought a mini size of the Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. It's the travel spray. Very expensive for the travel spray, $48, but the full-size perfume retails for like almost $300. So I actually ended up from this travel size buying the full size, so it definitely was successful. And I do use my travel size a lot for trips and stuff like that. You really only need like one tiny little spray because this is such a powerful perfume, so I would 100% recommend this. Even if you do just get the small size, it's one of the best smells ever. It's so unique. I haven't found a dupe for it, but I have heard that Dossier might have came out with a good dupe for it. We'll see. And then I ended up buying the LYS Beauty Triple Fix Serum Foundation. This was a new brand this year to Sephora. I ended up getting a couple of their cheek products later down the road, but the foundation definitely did not work for me, unfortunately. This is definitely, I think, better for dry skin. On me, it was a slippery, oily, not cute mess, so for me it was a pass, but it is pretty affordable. Literally, I placed another VIV sale order. Oh my goodness. Okay, this was April 19. I bought the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Bronzer, it was called, in Kiss of Pink for $25. Love this so much, and I think it's like gone forever, and that makes me so sad. These were so good. I even wanted to get more shades. I think they came out with 3 in total. They're supposed to be a bronzer blush kind of in one, but really this is just a nice pink shimmery blush. It's one of my faves in my collection, so hopefully they can release it again because these are so good. I did buy the Jouer Blush and Bloom Cheek and Lip Duo in Amelie. I think this was her daughter's collab. This one I didn't really like that much. It was okay, but definitely $32. I think it was a little bit overpriced for this. I tried a lot of cream blushes this year, and this one just was not a favorite. I feel like I usually don't like the stick cream blushes as much as I do ones in like a pot or a pan. I did buy a mini size Huda Beauty Mini Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder. This was a new product this year, and I figured a mini size would be nice for travel, but I hated the packaging of this. It was not good. The sponge, it's really hard to get the product out, and there's no really anywhere to dump it out because the lid of it is a brush. So the brush is supposed to like be available to shake it up and just apply it from the brush, but the brush is just not, it's like a weird sponge thing. It's not even a brush, so I don't know what I'm even saying here, but it does not apply the product very well, so I would not buy this mini size again. I'm just gonna go for the full size. On April 27, this is when the LYS stuff finally came back in stock. So I bought 3 things. I picked up one of the satin matte cream blushes in Self Love. It was only $16. I have to say, I don't use this one a lot. I'm not a huge fan of this shade. I think the formula is fine. They kind of remind me a little bit of the Tower 28 cream blushes in formula wise, but this color was a little bit actually too dark for me, like a too dark of a red tone, reddish pink. So I'm not really using that one a lot. I also bought the No Limits matte bronzer in Harmony. I actually really enjoy this bronzer, especially for my self-tan days. When I'm more fair like this, it doesn't really work out because it's pretty dark. I do feel like the LYS stuff does run a little on the darker side, but it is a black-owned beauty brand, so that's probably why. But otherwise, the formula is really nice on the bronzer. It blends great for me. I also bought the Triple Fix Setting Powder in Resilience, and I actually ended up really liking this for my under eyes. I used it today, and it's a really nice under eye setting powder, especially this shade because it's almost like a bright yellow, so it really does brighten up the under eyes, and I really love how it looks. It's just so smooth and filtered. It's gorgeous, so I really like that for the under eyes. Next order we have on May 10, we have the Natasha Denona Zendo palette, so that must be when this released. I usually buy almost all of Natasha's palettes. I'm a huge fan of the brand for eyeshadow. This was $65. I will say this one I definitely have not gotten a ton of use out of. It's definitely a more unique color story and a little bit hard to come up with looks with because there's like blues, there's like oranges in here, some greens, reds, so it's a little bit more hard for me than some of her other palettes that are more neutral. You have to be definitely more creative, but it's a beautiful palette nonetheless. I created some gorgeous looks with it if you want to check out my review, but it's definitely not one I reach for often. Alright, next order was on May 17. I actually had a $100 gift card to use for this order, which was nice, but I ended up buying the Kilian Princess perfume with this order because it was out of stock, I remember, for such a long time. This is one of my favorite perfumes again. I really love Kilian. This one is like a really deep, sexy, almost marshmallow scent. It's really nice for fall and winter, very warm and sweet, gourmand smelling. Highly recommend it. Great staying power as well. I picked up the Dior Backstage Powder No Powder for $40. Another powder that I think is a little bit overrated. You might be shocked, but I know so many people rave about this one, but I prefer my loose powders personally. I don't know if it's because of my oily skin. I just don't feel like this one keeps me matte, but I do use it for touching up. I just don't think it's a favorite. I seem to not like these compact ones. Definitely prefer the loose. Let me know your thoughts on that one. I also bought the mini Sol de Janeiro Boom Dia Bright body cream because I really wanted to smell this new scent from them. This one to me was not what I expected. With the name Boom Dia Bright, I was expecting something more fruity, and this one is a sweet smell, but it reminds me a lot of like Prada Candy Perfume, which is more of a heavy fragrance, definitely something for more fall and winter. So it really surprised me. I don't think it's something I will buy in the full size. I think it's okay, but I definitely like it. I do like it in the fragrance mist that I have, but I do prefer some of their other scents more than this. Next order was on June 3. This is when I bought the Patrick Ta palette. You guys already know I love this one. The Major Dimension. It's his first eyeshadow palette. It was $68, so very pricey, but if you can snag it for 20%, please do. This is such a pretty one. The shimmers in here can be a little bit gritty, but they're so beautiful. I just like dip my finger in there and apply them to the lid, and they just glisten and gleam, and it's stunning. The mattes in here are beautiful. It's such a good matte formula, and the creams you can layer with the mattes. They layer so nice together. So that's definitely one of my favorite palettes this year. I also picked up the Precision Gel Eyeliner from Patrick Ta as well for $26 in deep bronze. A great eyeliner too that literally will stay on the waterline all day, so that's also a favorite for me. On June 16, I picked up a couple new products. We have the Sei Sun Melt Natural Cream Bronzer for $28. I tried to up my cream bronzer game this year, and I'm not a big fan of cream bronzer, I realized, unless it has a little bit more pigment. This is super natural on the skin. It's something you definitely have to build up that color. I actually put some on today as my bronzer. It's almost barely there though, but if you want something that's just like your skin but a little bit elevated, just want something very natural, if you're very fair, you might like this. I got light bronze. Maybe I just need a deeper tone, I don't know. It does blend really nice into the skin, but it's not a favorite. Anastasia Beverly Hills, I bought the Norvina Pro Pigment Palette Volume 5 in the lilac shade. This is for $60. I was really impressed with this palette. I love purples, so I knew I wanted to get this, and I think it is absolutely beautiful. The Pro pigments, they are a pressed pigment, so they're extremely bright and colorful, and they're really easy to blend and use, and it's just all around a gorgeous palette. I would recommend it. I know they're having really good Black Friday sales, so hopefully if you wanted this one, you snagged it on a really good deal. July 6th, I picked up a Sephora Favorites kit. It was the Fresh Face Refresh for $45. This had a lot of really good stuff in it. I think this one might be sold out by now. They had like a mini size Tarte cream blush, which I really enjoy. There's a mini Charlotte Tilbury setting spray in here, a full size Patrick Ta brow gel. So this was one of the better Sephora favorite sets of the year, so I did snatch that up. These usually sell out pretty quick if they're a good one. I did buy a couple mini Tarte foundations to try as well. I bought the mini Amazonian Clay full coverage for $15. Did not like this at all. This was like too velvety on my skin, and it just felt like it was slipping and sliding everywhere, so I was not a fan. I did not buy the full size. July 13, I bought another Sephora favorite set, and this is when I really started amping up my perfume game. I've always been into fragrance. It's something I've always done on my channel. Like, I have a perfume collection up all the time. I've always done Bath & Body Works videos, so I know that perfumes and stuff are getting popular in the beauty community. I always buy these sampler sets because they're such a good deal. You get a bunch of little trial sizes, and then you get to redeem a certificate for a full size, and that's how I've been building my perfume collection this year. So that was $68, so definitely well worth it. And then I bought a Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush in the shade Happy, which is this beautiful pink. One of my favorites from the collection. She's coming out with some new ones like this week, and I cannot wait. I really want to pick up another, but I love the Happy shade. If you want a hot pink, like bright baby doll cheek, you will love it. Next order was on July 19, and this was like some new launches from Bite Beauty. They have their new Power Move Hydrating Soft Matte Lipsticks. I bought two shades, Praline and Sesame. They were $28. I definitely was not super impressed by these. I don't remember if I ended up returning returning them, but they just kind of seemed very mediocre to me, and it didn't seem like the old formula that they used to have. So those I was not a fan of. I also picked up the new Anastasia releases. They came out with a new cream blush. I got the shade Latte for $32, and I thought the formula was okay. Again, it's a stick form, so I feel like I just don't love the blush sticks as much. And this shade was just a little bit too light for me, so I wasn't really a fan. I really should have picked up a darker one. And then I also bought the new cream bronzer from them, and I got the shade Golden Tan for $35. Not a big fan of their cream bronzer range, especially the colors run so orange. Like, they need to revamp the color line because they really need some more cool tones in there. The formula was nice, but it was just so orange that I never wear it. So that one was a fail for me, unfortunately. On August 17, I picked up the new Huda Beauty Wild Obsessions palettes. Again, I feel like I buy like everything from Huda. These were really nice. I did a review on them. I should definitely use them more. I bought the Python, which is this gorgeous colorful palette. I thought these were stunning on the eyes. I definitely haven't used the Python very much though, because it's super colorful. It's not something I reach for every day. And then the Jaguar, this one's more of your smoky tone. This one was pretty good as well. So those I thought were nice. Next, on September 3, I purchased a restock on my Paula's Choice cleansing balm. This is my favorite makeup remover because I love the ingredients in it. There's nothing bad for your skin, and there's nothing that can break you out. While some cleansing balms can break you out easily, this one I just love. It's $28, so I bought a backup. And then Kayali had a new scent out that I really wanted to try, so I bought the mini size because I just wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. It's the Invite Only number 23. The mini sizes are $27. I'm glad I only bought the mini because I don't love this one. I really like it on initial first spray. It almost reminds me of the Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. This gorgeous like gourmand scent, but then it dries down and you get all of this like tobacco that I did not like. It's too like woody tobacco. I would like it to be a little bit more gourmand. So I just did not care for that scent from Kayali. They do have a new apple one coming out though that I'm really curious about. Next up, on October 10, I bought a couple of sets here. I think this was during the Friends and Family sale. I bought the Too Faced You're So Hot bronzer in gloss set. I thought this was adorable. It was $39. I actually do like this bronzer a lot, and I thought the makeup bag was cute, so that was a win for me. I also picked up the Pat McGrath Mothership Celestial Odyssey palette. This is the holiday palette from her for $78. Love it. It's so good. It's definitely my favorite Pat palette, I think, so far. I also bought the Utopian Dream palette this year, which is what I have on my eyes, and I do like the holiday palette more just because this one's a little bit more glittery. I think if you like more glitters, you'll like her original palettes, the more expensive ones, but if you guys just like more metallic shadows, you would love the Celestial Odyssey. I know she has it on sale even better on her website, so maybe I'll link that down below. And then I bought the full-size Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. That was a hefty price tag. We're not going to talk about it, but I do love it, and it was well worth it in my opinion. I also picked up the Velour Lashes, the Magnetic Effortless Kit, no trim, no measure, for $35. I thought this was a bit expensive. I don't know why these like magnetic lash kits are so pricey, but I do like it. I thought it was really good, and I probably will buy another one and just pay the extra money because it was one of the best magnetic lashes that I've ever tried, and it was so nice that they fit my eyes perfectly and I didn't have to trim them. That was a huge bonus. October 12th, this is when the Natasha Denona Metropolis mini palette came out with the little brush. I did a review on that one. It was $25. I think well worth that price. It's a gorgeous palette. I wasn't a huge fan of the big Metropolis, so this was perfect for me, so I could still get that kind of emerald green and gold look. So I thought this one was really good. My next order was November 4, and this must be my VIB sale order, so this is gonna be a long one. So we'll quickly go through it and I'll give you guys my thoughts on these from trying them out. But we have the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette for $67. Love it. You guys probably see me wearing this like in all my videos. It's the perfect pinky purple palette. I love it so much. It's gorgeous. I love how shimmery it is and how easy it is to blend, and the color scheme is stunning. So definitely a well-used palette already for me this year. I bought the Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez, the Perfect Strokes mascara for $20. I do have this one on now. This is a really good high-end mascara. It does not transfer on my under eyes, and it makes the lashes look beautiful. I'm always self-conscious about my lashes. Like, I always feel like I want to wear falsies, but I do feel confident when I'm wearing this mascara. I bought the Huda Beauty Glowish Blush in Caring Coral. This one is really good as well. I also have the bronzer. I must have bought that on Huda's website. I do wish I bought more of a pinky tone though than a coral, because I do tend to like pinks or berries a little bit more. I bought a Makeup by Mario Ultra Suede lipstick in Erin for $24. Love the shade of this. It's very cool toned, very pretty. I have it on in my Sephora haul, but it's definitely a weird formula. It's ultra suede, but it's very matte on me and a little bit drying, so it's definitely something that you might want a lip balm on underneath. But I do enjoy it. I also have the Ultra HD setting powder from Makeup Forever. This is one I'm still on the fence about, so I don't really have my full opinion on this one yet, so I'm going to skip that for now. I did buy a mini size of the One Size by Patrick Starrr setting powder. I also have the full size, but I did not see that in my Sephora orders, which is very weird, but the mini is $16. This is one of my favorite setting powders of the year for sure. I think it makes my skin look so smooth, and it's really good for oily skin. I also bought the mattifying waterproof setting spray. This literally feels like hairspray for the face. I feel like I might like the Charlotte Tilbury though a little bit better, but both of those work pretty good for oily skin. The Anastasia Magic Touch Concealer we're going to skip over because I don't have my full thoughts on that one yet. Next is the Kosas Pop Clean Dual Action Eyebrow Pencil for $22. I bought this because I love the brow gel so much, but I don't think this one is a favorite brow product for me. I prefer my Benefit pencil, my Huda pencil, Anastasia, over this one. I feel like I remember this one being a little bit too creamy. I just didn't fall in love right away. The Dior Forever Couture Luminizer Highlighter for $48. I bought the pink glow color, and this is beautiful. The packaging, the shade, everything is stunning about this. So I really like this. I might have to pick up the bronzer in this line. We will see. I also bought the Kosas Super Creamy Brightening Concealer for $28. I haven't had my full thoughts on this quite yet, but I do think it is okay. I really don't have too much to say about this yet, so I'm going to skip that for now. I did buy another Sephora Favorites perfume sampler set, which I already redeemed for my full size, so that was definitely worth it, worth the $68. And I bought a Sephora Favorites best-selling beauty must-have set as well for $54. I thought this was a really good deal, especially with the 20% off, because this had a bunch of stuff in it that I really wanted. There was a mini Natasha Denona Biba palette in here that was absolutely beautiful. You can only get it in this set. It's a little trio, and also a full-size beauty blender, so that's actually a very good deal for this set. I thought that was worth it. The Tower 28 Cream Blush in Power Hour, we're gonna skip that one because I haven't used this color yet, but I do like the Tower 28 formula. The Magic Hour is my favorite from them. I bought the YSL Black Opium Extreme Perfume, the 1 ounce. I do like this one a lot. It smells very similar to the original, but this one is a little bit more bitter smelling. It's not as sweet because it has more of the coffee and chocolate notes in here. It's more like a dark chocolate to me, but it's also kind of more edible because it is more chocolatey. So I do like this one a lot, and it's replaced my original Black Opium. I bought the IGK Good Behavior Protein Anti-Frizzing like balm. It's something I still need to try out. I don't blow dry my hair a lot, so that's why I haven't really had a chance to really give this a good review yet, so I'm going to skip that one for now. And then on November 22nd, I also bought those Atelier colognes that were on sale. Those definitely are a win for me because I got a really good price on them for $56 instead of like $90 or something like that, and they're really long lasting, beautiful scents. I'm happy with both of them. So that is going to complete all of my orders so far. I plan on placing one more order before the end of the year. You can definitely look out for a Sephora haul in the next couple of weeks, but yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on everything I bought from Sephora. I feel like I am missing one order though, because there's a couple of things that I know I bought that I didn't see in my order, so I don't know what happened there. Just kind of wanted to share with you my thoughts on all these purchases so far. I feel like I did pretty good with my purchases. I had a lot of hits and just a few misses really. Of course, Sephora is not the only place I shop for my makeup stuff. We also have Ulta, so let me know if you want to see that as well. I feel like that one might be really hard because I have been shopping Ulta a lot lately and I buy just a lot of random things on there and a lot of random like drugstore makeup. But yeah, I really thought this video would be fun with this sale going on. I'll have most of the good stuff I think linked down below if you want to check out that Sephora 20% off sale. I think it ends on the 12th of December, so there is still some time to shop unless you're like totally shopped out like me, like went a little crazy with the holiday shopping and the Black Friday shopping. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.